In this video, I'm going to show you how to put text behind any person in your video clip. So first you're going to come over and we're going to start with this clip here. With your clip down here on the timeline, over here in the effects window, you're going to type in text and just drag text plus onto the timeline here. And what we're going to do is just kind of set this up in the middle, and I'll close that here. And so you can change this text to whatever you want through the inspector window over here. So we can type in. All right, so now that we have that styled, I'm going to choose the font, and then you can adjust the size to do whatever size you want and position. So right now the text is over the person, so it's not behind them. So to do this, you're going to hold Alt, select and drag that clip up above your text. What we're going to do is we're going to use the magic mask to cut out this person. And so to do that, we're going to come over to the color tab. There's two ways of doing it. You can do it in Fusion. You can also do it in the color tab. I usually do it in the color tab, especially if I don't need to track any motion for the text, because it's faster. It's just easier if I want to make some color adjustments to that person as well. So over in the color tab, you're going to select this little icon right here, which is the magic mask area. And so I'm using the studio version of Resolve, and this is the Resolve 20, so it has the magic mask 2. So all you're going to do is select the eyedrop tool with the plus here, come over here, and we're going to select something like on his head. And then if you can't see anything, if it doesn't show up like your selection, you're going to want to toggle on this little zebra icon, which will show us what it's selecting. So right now it's just selecting the hair. I'm going to do one on his face and then do one down on his chest to make sure it's selecting the entire area. And then the key thing here is to hit better down here under quality. But once this is all selected, you're going to click this backwards and forwards arrows, which will track both forward and backwards on the timeline and mask out the person in the video. All right, so that took about 30 seconds there, and now you have the entire clip masked with this person. So to get the output, if you just come back over here, you're going to see it didn't really do anything. So you have to set the alpha output. And so to do that, you right click over here and then add alpha output. Then drag the alpha from this node to that output. Once you do that and you come back over here, now your matte is there and you have your text behind your person, and you can add, little fade ins or fade outs or whatever animation you want to this text. And it's going to be behind the person, the entire clip that you have used the magic mask. Okay, so that's really simple. That's easy. There's no movement with the tripod, so it's really easy to put text behind someone there. What if you have a clip like this where there's some motion to the camera and you want to put text back there that isn't just floating? Well, you can do the same thing. If you want it to just be static text where it's not matched to the motion of the camera, you do the exact same process we just did. But if you want it to seem like the text is in the world and it's tracked, then you're going to want to do this in Fusion. So duplicate this layer for now, and we'll disable that track for now because that's going to be our mask later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this bottom one and go open in Fusion. And with the media in selected, I'm going to hit Command Shift space to open up the select action, and we're just going to add a tracker. So type in tracker. So it's already right here. We're going to hit add, and it's going to bring it in right here. This is where we're at, and we're going to pick somewhere to track. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning here, and I'm going to drag this box down to somewhere right here. And the reason I'm putting it over here is because I want to make sure that that spot I'm tracking stays in the frame of the camera. Otherwise, it will not track the entire distance of the clip. And also, if you do something over here, like I could try this, but this is a little too blurry, plus the water moves, so it kind of changes shapes, which will throw it off. So I'm picking this area over here in the sand, and I'm going to track that point. To do that, you're going to come over here up to the top, and we're going to click, because I'm all the way at the beginning of the frame, we're going to click the track forward button here. Okay, so here you can see we have this exact line and it tracked it perfectly. So we know that we have that traction. Great. So now what we want to do is add our text. So down here, I'm going to deselect and then just drop a text node in here. And then I'm going to take the output and put it into the top of the tracker. That way the text is going to attach itself to that tracker. Then we're going to type in our text and we'll just put text behind again. And then before I do this, so I can see my text, you can't see the text right now. On the tracker node, we want to go up to the operation and set it to match move, because that's what we're trying to do, is we're matching the move of that tracker point to something else, which is our text layer. So now you'll see the text layer and you can make all the adjustments to the look and get it the size to where you want and all that stuff. Okay, so now if I hit play right here, you're going to see the text goes with that point on the ground. So it's kind of attached to that place in the background. So it's going to go off the edge of the screen. So maybe I go middle of it and then drag it over a little bit so that in the middle of the clip, it's right in the middle of the frame. And then maybe it starts off in the beginning and goes off in this side here. So now it's tracked to the background. If we go back to the edit, we can see that it's there, but it's over the top. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the exact same thing we did last time. And I'm just going to do it in the color page because, again, you can do it either in Fusion or color. It's just easier for me to do it in color page. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to get that eyedropper and we're just going to start selecting her face and then her hair and then her body, just to make sure it's going to get all the edges. And again, we need to do better, because if you can see right here, this is just a really general outline, but it's not getting all these hairs. So I'm going to come over here and click better on the quality, and you're going to see this analyze it a little bit for a few seconds, and then it's going to start picking out all the hair, which is just amazing. Magic Mask 2 is incredible at doing this. And so now we're going to track forward and backwards again. Okay, so that one took a little bit longer, probably about a minute, and that's just because there's so much detail in the hair here that it's trying to make sure it gets. So that's just the case. So it's going to be the exact same process here. We're going to right click, go to add alpha, drag that alpha to the output here, and then when we pop back over to the edit timeline window, you're going to see now the text is not only tracked, but behind the person as well. So you can have a nice clip of someone either walking or just standing still. The camera can be moving and your text will pan behind that person and be tracked to the background. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe, like, and comment below if you have any other ideas or questions you want to learn, and I'll see you guys in the next video.